It takes a moment to get YouTube started. We are live. Good morning. Welcome to the Temple Municipal Court. As the system lets everybody in, I will start addressing my comments. I have a few people I have not been able to identify, and so I will slowly, one person at a time, ask gentleman in the black t-shirt, maybe it's a Nike t-shirt. I've asked you to unmute. You can tell me your name, please.
I'm calling from my mom, Aurora Mendoza.
Loyalty tattoo, tattooed on your arm, displaying it for everybody. Please tell us your name.
Labeled
as iPhone, yes.
Aurora Mendoza.
Let me work on the speaker.
Can you hear me?
I can now, yes. What is your name?
I'm calling from my mom, Aurora Mendoza. She's the one that has the court.
Okay. That's not right. Aha, I found her. Diaz de Mendoza. Yes?
Yes.
All right.
None of this is right. Oh, here. They'll ask you. They'll ask you who you are. You don't know.
Okay, and then I had one more person I could not identify as someone on my docket. Person currently named Rodney Fannin. And I'm not saying that you're connected to audio, but I don't know who you are in connection with my docket. I'm not seeing you. Are you able to connect your audio? Good. Okay. And now just unmute and let me know your name.
Danielle McNelton.
McNelton. Okay. Thank you. Just for purposes of this meeting, I'm going to put that name in so that I don't lose track of you. There we go. Okay. Thank you. So my name is Judge Person, and I do welcome everybody to court this morning. This is court, okay? So I do want to dispel any myths about that. I do want to let you know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It is an accusation. And when you give a plea, you're giving an answer or response to that accusation. So your ticket is the accusation. Okay. And then when you answer with a plea, that's your answer or response. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. And we are presumed to be not guilty. If we change our plea to guilty or no contest, we change that assumption. And if you plead guilty or no contest, I move you forward into sentencing. And in just a quick moment, I'm going to discuss your options for sentencing. Because they vary depending on your plea.
Did she say your name?
No, I'm not going to say everybody's name. I'm
Oh,
just people who, yeah, I'm going to keep you muted because I'm talking, but I didn't call out everybody's name because I can see your name. But if somebody's labeled iPhone, I'm not really clear who they are. And I do like to I take note of the order that people logged in, and I try to keep people in line such that it is. And so that's the reason that maybe I might have asked somebody's name, but not yours, because your name, Russell Allen Carl. And actually, I think I had you labeled incorrectly. Let's see. Come to think of it. So I don't have you marked checked in. So just real quickly, if you'll unmute. What is your name, please?
Russell Allen Carl.
And the last name is Carl? Oh, there you are. Yes, I see you.
talk louder.
So I do have you. I will actually call a few names in a moment if I think you're not here. and I'll check and make sure I'm correct that folks who I think aren't here are here. But just getting back to those pleading options, guilty, not guilty, and no contest. If someone pleads not guilty, they're moved to what is called a pretrial, and that pretrial docket is actually meeting today. Ms. Warren, who you will see on your screen, she's probably going to give a hand. Thank you, Ms. Warren, is the city's prosecutor, and the pretrial is a meeting with that prosecutor. There will be 2 meetings on the not guilty docket. One is meeting today for folks who are scheduled, such as the Carls and several other folks. We'll break that out into a separate meeting room that's still online. And if the case is not resolved through that meeting, then we'll go ahead and move forward with your next pretrial date. It was already scheduled. We scheduled both of those at the same time, and we'll move to that new pretrial date if your case is unresolved. That's a date where we're getting together to set a bond, execute those bonds, and sit down and figure out trial dates and any pretrial motions that are had at that point. Today, we're trying to see if the case can be resolved. I'm also asking Ms. Warren, who understands this, to look at her case and make sure she's moving forward, and she'll let you know that. But she is the prosecutor, so you're not required to discuss the case with her, but you might be interested in what she has to say. If you want to discuss it with her, you can. But I do mandate just that meeting, okay? And all courts I know do that, okay? It's nothing unusual about that. And in your packet, you were given information about that meeting. If you were scheduled to meet with her, you were given a set of things to talk to you about that. And if you haven't read it while you're waiting, it'd be a good time to do it. But anyway, I will break that room out in just a quick moment because I have folks already ready to go on that. If you plead guilty or no contest, there are still 4 ways to keep the item off your record. And they're not all applicable to each person. There really fits for different types of things. And so let me just tell you what those are, because what I like to do with court is really disclose everything. And it can feel overwhelming, but honestly, there's a limit to courts and what courts can do. So always, with most options, if you missed a court date, sometimes you waive options. Okay, and I'm going to highlight that because if you sign up to do something, like let's say you want to take a driver safety course to keep the item off your record, when you come to sign up, if you're not signing up today, let's say you need an extension to get the fees together, or you need to get your paperwork ready, you need a few days or something like that. If I schedule you for a date and you miss that date, you waive those options. So just be aware, courts are really function on schedules, okay? And the best options are for folks who can tend to business. If you've missed deadlines, I can't usually get you back to where you missed, okay? And there might be other options available, and I'll do the things that I can do. So here's what we have available. If you're on time and you fixed a problem that can be dismissed through what is known as compliance, I will tell you. And those are things like if you had, for example, a headlight out and you were cited for that headlight out and you come to court on time and you got it fixed, then you pay a $10 fee and get it dismissed instead of like $100-something. So there aren't that many of those, and I'm not going to go through each one. I'm going to tell you, hey, you have something that can be done that way. But I'll start looking, is the person on time? And that's one of those times when I might reschedule you because you might not have known, oh, all I need to do is get this fixed. So I'll let you know. You can ask questions about it, okay? I'm not trying to shut questions down, but I'm honestly not going to wait for you to ask. I'm going to move towards that dismissal. I make a couple of assumptions with court. One is that most people would like a dismissal if they can get one, okay? 2, most people do probably care about their record. And 3, we all care about our pocketbooks. So I figure those are motivations for most people, like I would feel, okay? And I will listen to you, but I will make assumptions like that. Now, there are times when I'm pushing you to reschedule and you're thinking, I don't want to do that. I just want to pay it. Let me know if I'm pushing you toward a solution that you frankly don't want. But I assume you logged in today and didn't pay up the window because you wanted to see what was going on first, or you found yourself unable to have some options that maybe you thought you should have. What I can't do is just throw cases out. There's a misconception that judges can do that, and they cannot. So what I'm telling you is when I can dismiss. So 1 is that first one, and I'll let you know if you qualify. You can ask. Two, if you've got a moving violation and you have the right kind of license and you're on time to court, you might be able to take a driver safety course and keep the item off your record. You do have to pay the court costs. So that's a little bit of an explanation there. What I want you to know is in Texas, every ticket has a court cost and a fine, okay? And when I tell you a number, I'm giving you the whole number, it's combined, okay? But the court cost is dictated by state law and the fine is dictated by the judge of the court, okay? So in the driver safety course option, it is required that you pay the court cost. Those are not cheap. They range from about 130, 144 to 154. Is that right? No, at this point. I'm sorry, 144 to 169, depending, okay? And the rest of that amount would be your fine. You paid the court cost only. You present license and insurance. From the date that we sign you up, okay, you have a 90-day window to turn in a class and a driving record, and you get a dismissal. And that fine that was on hold that you haven't paid, we waive it. So you save money. You do pay for your class and your driving record. It is still cheaper to pay for the class and the driving record and the court cost than to pay the whole ticket. And that's for a reason. We have that program in Texas by state law because we know that folks who take a class drive better for a while, okay? Seriously, they move into a different bracket of risk. And we want to encourage that. And we do that by saying, hey, want to save some money, keep it off your record. That's how we do that. And I've got some folks I'm going to let in and let them kind of get adjusted to being in here, but they might be a little behind. Okay. All right. Folks who just joined us on phone, I'll get with you in a moment, but just please pay attention. I know some of you might be in here because you had trouble getting in. We heard about that. So that driver safety course option is the second way. Remember I said there were four. The third way to gain a dismissal is if you do what is called a deferred disposition. A deferred, we call it. And a deferred in a Texas municipal court, a Class C court like this one, we figure out the court costs and fines. We figure out if I'm imposing a class. You go a period of time that kind of looks like probation, okay? And at the end of that deferral period, that probation type period, we dismiss your ticket. If you did all the things listed on your record, on your order, and your order will say that you can't get more tickets and you can't get arrested and you can't fail to come to court. And when your due date is for any classes or records that you have to turn in, and there'll be some kind of provision for how we handle the fines and costs, because that's what the penalties are in a court like this one, okay? So a deferred, there's one trick, okay? I'm gonna tell you the secret trick. The secret trick in Texas, and it's not a secret, it's written down law, is that if you plead guilty or no contest in a Texas court, you can ask the judge for a deferred directly. You do not have to ask a prosecutor, although you may. So if you have a meeting with the prosecutor and you're wanting a deferred, you can ask the prosecutor. If you know up front, I'm not contesting this, but I'd like to have a deferred because I don't qualify for the other two where you save money. You can ask for a deferred, but you're supposed to do that when you enter your plea. You can't come back later and do it, okay? So you really need to be thinking about what it is you're doing today, but you would just say guilty or you'd say no contest, but I'd like a deferred. That's how you would make that request. I'd like a deferred. It's pretty simple, okay? If you don't ask, I'm supposed to assume you don't want that option, okay? And you might not have known about it, so I just tell you up front, and then now you've got to decide what you're going to do with that information, okay? All right, so if you didn't understand it, ask me about it before we move forward when it's your turn. And I will listen to each person, okay? And I'll take notes if you see me looking down, but I'm paying attention, and you'll have your opportunity to do that. I said there were four, and the final one is called teen court, and that's really for students who are high school or middle school students. You have to be enrolled in school. You have to be attending school, okay? But we have options for young people because what we know is that while parents are here to be supportive and helpful, if the majority of what we have to do with your case falls on your shoulders and you take responsibility for your actions, we know we are less likely to see you again in a court setting, okay? Teen courts work. The statistics are good. And with teen court, we have a less than 20% what we call recidivism, recurrence rate. And folks who have parents who just come in and pay their tickets, we see them much more frequently. And our goal with teen court really is not the penalty so much as the learning opportunity, because you're young and we want to try to get you back on track. Some things that can happen in a teen court setting can alter your future dramatically. For example, we've had teenagers or young people, I like to say, young folks who come in and maybe they want to be a lawyer or they want to be a doctor or they want to be a nurse, and they have committed a theft. If that theft is on their record, they can't do those things. Okay, so you can make decisions in a Class C court that affect you for a long time. And I just highlight that, not to scare you, but for you to understand it is significant that you're here. We want to see if we can help intervene with you. Teen court is the way we do that. And if you properly complete your teen court, then you get a dismissal, and it is, other than traffic offenses, it is not disclosed anywhere else. Okay. But you have to do the work, and you have to know what you're signing up to do. So we'll talk about that as we go. So those are the 4 ways to gain a dismissal in a Class C court from the judge. Okay. And I just want to highlight those things so that everybody begins on the same page. We all have the same information, and we can move forward without anyone wondering, is there a private thing that I don't know about that I'm supposed to ask for? And it can really be nerve-wracking for folks if they think that kind of play is happening. But we really try to be just upfront. Most of the information that I'm talking to you about, and in fact, I would say all of it, is on our webpage for you to read about. So just be aware. The next thing I would highlight is, be very aware that if you're signing up for something, you need to get really clear what you're trying to do, what you've signed up to do, and your deadlines. Because missing your deadlines in a Class C court is the main way that we get warrants. If you have a higher level offense, you're arrested for the accusation, okay? In a Class C court, you're usually given a ticket and released to come to court. But then it becomes your duty to be on time, or you can get a warrant. That's how that works, okay? And it's just slightly different from what you might see on TV, or if you've been over to the county with a friend or something like that, and you have an offense over there, or they do, and it's slightly different. They got arrested as a result of the accusation, and folks here most likely just received a summons or a ticket, okay? And that's a big difference, because we don't sentence people to jail from a Class C court unless they develop a warrant for themselves. And I really view it that way. A warrant, in my view, is entirely optional, and you can decide to do it or not do it, because we take letters, emails, faxes, as well as appearances for folks who come to the door. So there's really not an excuse to miss court. And so I will hold those deadlines pretty firmly. So just be aware of that. If you don't understand, we never hold you to a date we don't put in writing. Get really clear about it, okay? All right, so I just want to highlight where I'm coming from, as they say. On phone, real quickly, phone number ending in 850, and I've just asked you to unmute. Could you let me know your name, please? Again, phone ending in 850. I'm asking for you to unmute. Could you please? Oh, it's Mr. Abila, I believe. Okay, so that's fine if you're hearing both ways. You might have had difficulty. And you can start video when it's your turn to speak, okay? But just keep one device's speaker on so that you're not running into problems with that. And then the other person ending in 207. I've got somebody who is continuously unmuting themselves. It makes echoes. Ending in 207. If you could unmute and just tell me your name. Let me see. It looks like Mr. Abila is here on 2 different telephones.
You talked 1207?
Yes, is that you, Mr. Abila?
Oh, no, this is Kevin Wall. I'm sorry.
What's your last name?
Wall.
Mr. Wall, Kevin Wall. Okay, thank you. I'm glad I didn't mark you absent. Thanks for letting me know.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I'll mute you, but when it's your turn. And so I want to do the breakout room. Ms. Warren is ready. And what happens now is if you're here for a pretrial, what will happen is when it is your turn, you'll get an invitation to go to that meeting. And Ms. Warren is the prosecutor. She's going to that meeting when her first person will be Sebastian Henderson Montanus. And Sebastian Henderson, I'm sending you an invite to go to room 1. Just don't leave from there. You come back into this room when that's over. Okay, we'll see you shortly. So you'll need to, Sebastian Henderson, accept that invitation. Thank you. And Carrillo. Christopher Carrillo. There we go. We have Kiraz. Okay, so just real quickly, if I call your name and you're here, I haven't marked you here, so put your hand up in the air. Angelica Alvarez. We have Aurora Diaz Mendoza is here. Amarani Pina Lopez. Last name Pina Lopez. Okay. And then I have missing Leon Clark. Are you here? Am I missing you? Tanika McGee. Ms. McGee, are you here? Let's see. Liliana Small, I see you. There you are. Lisa Trevino, are you here? Okay. All right. So I'm going to move forward. Give me just a moment to pull the files. And car. I'm going car, then first. I'm not seeing first in here. If we could, I don't know, I'm not seeing it. Oh wait, it's stuck together. Nope, it's not stuck together. So just look for, and if we could go ahead and print out William first. And then I'll have Jennings. And then I will have Abila. And then McNelton. Kiros Carrillo. Small. And I'm missing Trevino, McGee, and Clark. Those later. And on the other docket, the pre-trial docket, and this one I'll be right with you, Henderson. And the next one on that docket will be Winters, then Carl, then Wall, then Diaz Mendoza, Alvarez, Peña Lopez, Ruben Rojas, are you here? seems to be missing as well. Okay.
I'm ready. No, I'm
There
missing.
you are. There you are. Okay. And on the Henderson Montanus case, let's see, where is Henderson? Asking Henderson to unmute and start video. Ms. Warren, we had two cases, I believe, pending, and I believe, or I'm wondering, are we moving towards a resolution or are we moving toward trial?
We're headed for trial, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. On both cases?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Warren. Let me move you forward to your next person, which will be Angelica Winters. And Ms. Winters, you'll receive an invitation to go to that breakout room. Let me find you. It really helps if people just put their full name in, but there we go. Okay. And if you'll accept that invitation. And on Henderson, looks like we're asking for trial on expired plates and on a speeding charge. And Mr. Henderson, I've asked you to unmute and merge your video, start video and unmute. I want to remind you that you have a court date on June 2nd at 2 o'clock on both of these charges, and we will see you then. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Is that it? I don't defend myself here. I do it on.
No, that's called a trial. You're trying to have a trial, but this is not a trial date. And the
Okay.
next meeting is not your trial date either, but it is mandatory because we're going to be doing pre-trial matters. When you contest a charge, you subject yourself to the court scheduling. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll see you on June 2nd. 2 o'clock is your report time. Be here a few minutes early. We'll try to get you in and out, but just be aware you must show up or you get a warrant. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Is it an actual place or is it going to be on Zoom call again?
It's a place. It's called the court. And if you look at the paperwork we gave you, our address and time and date is on there, giving you a verbal reconfirmation of that
Okay.
time, but we've already put that in writing for you. Do you have any further questions?
No, ma'am. That'll be all.
Okay, read your paperwork. It will help. That's why we gave it to you. All right, that case is wrapped up for today. Thank you. On first, I will begin, however, with, let me figure out why things got out of order. I don't know where. Give me just a moment. Montreal car, that's why. Okay, the car case and Montreal car, just go ahead and unmute. I'll be right with you. Okay, mark some things resolved. And on car. And so, let's see, Mr. Carl.
You can hear me, Judge?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing? You want me to share all content?
I'm sorry?
Want me to share the connection or to start the
No,
video?
you're
don't
good.
know how
I
to
can
start-
hear you. I can
Okay.
see you. It's all good.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. So I'm Judge Person, and I do welcome you to court. Let me give
doing?
you kind of the rundown of where we are. I have some warrants for you on cases where I don't have a plea, okay? So what I'm going to do is begin with that plea first, okay, on each one. And I do apologize, but I will have to go through each case, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think I got a plea on maybe one of these, but anyway, I just want to confirm that I understood you. And hold on just a moment. Are y'all trying to get my attention? Oh, okay. So let me just walk you through this. We have these, some of these are older, and I'll try to take them in order. March 30th of 2007, there is a plea on this charge. It was a former charge of speeding, and you've entered a plea, but there's a balance there of $461.50. And I'll talk to you more about what we might do with that in a moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the next one is an open case in that a plea has not yet been entered. And that one is April, let's see. No, let me back up. July 20, nope, backing up further. March 17th of, hold on. Let me get
Oh,
these.
my.
Okay, now I've got it. April 3rd, 2017. There's a driving while license invalid charge. The fines and costs are $456.17 if you paid it at the window today. Again, I have options, but I need to get a plea first.
Yes,
How are you
ma'am.
pleading to that charge?
I'm pleading, I guess guilty, Your Honor, but I'm trying to resolve it. You know,
Right.
can I try to get a payment plan or however I
Right,
could
we're-
do it and stuff like that, so I can put it all together?
Yeah,
Right.
we're gonna get to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I want to resolve it too.
Yes, ma'am.
For,
Well,
for 4
I'm
years
gonna plead
now,
guilty
I've
to it.
wanted to resolve it. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
plead
But-
guilty.
right. The next one, I got to do pleas first and then sentence.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I don't
Yes, ma'am.
sentence people without knowing what their plea is. Okay. So the next one is April 8th, 2017. Again, driving with an invalid license, 456.17. How are you pleading to the charge?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. And then the next one that is still another old one, it's a no insurance charge from July 21st of 2017, and it's 456.30. How are you pleading?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And these are high because of missed court time. So we'll get to
Yeah.
that. There is now March 17th, 2021, an unsafe backing charge, and it's 234. How are you pleading to that charge?
I'm pleading not guilty to that one, Your Honor, because I don't believe that was my fault.
Okay, so not guilty. Just keep in mind, the person backing up has the duty of care.
Well, I
You-
should change my plea then, because I was backing up, but I don't. I'm guilty.
Okay,
Yeah.
no contest, is that your plea?
No, I'm about to say, if you say the person backing up wrong, I was backing up, so I was wrong, so I'm guilty.
Okay. I looked at your
Yeah, but-
financial information, and it's my opinion, more than opinion, my legal observation is that you're what we call indigent. That just is a formal way that we say, I should be looking for community service from you instead of payment, okay? And I would
Okay.
wrap all this up together, do community service on everything, okay? Give you a
Okay.
list of places that are temple located in the Bell County area where you could go and do your community service, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And you get your hours turned in and I'll zero out your balance, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me get that number for you. But I'm going to ask, are you able to print things at home and sign them and send them back to us? Either by email, fax, or photo, smartphone kind of thing?
Yeah, I could do the photo or smartphone.
Can you print it and sign it and take a picture?
Well, I can go to the library and print it and take a picture. I don't have no problem doing that.
We're not far from the library. You could just come here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm just
about
trying to
say.
save you the trip.
Oh well, I don't care about the trip. If you're gonna help me, I'm gonna help myself. I'll
Okay.
go do it.
I like your spirit. Okay, so 103 hours, all right? That would
Okay.
take care of all of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You got to come by and pick up your paperwork today.
Okay.
When can we look for you?
Okay, I'll be there. I gotta bring my son to his grandmother's house. I could go to work at 10:30, but I could go to work late work. I could be there before I go to work. I'll come to y'all before I go to work. So about 11 o'clock.
Okay, around 11-ish, we'll lock for you.
And
When
I'm
you
going
get-
to the, I didn't mean to cut you off, George. I'm coming to right across the street from right by Jack in the Box, right?
Yes, sir, that's right.
Yeah.
We're
Yes,
kind
ma'am.
of catty corner to the fire station.
Yeah, I know exactly what. Yeah, I came there yesterday. I got you. I'll be there today.
We'll see you soon. Now, there'll be a timesheet to keep track of your hours.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you're going to initial off on those hours and sign the paperwork. And the supervisor, there has to be a supervisor that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
authorized by that entity to sign for those hours.
Okay.
We have a starter list of places that you might try, okay?
Yeah,
And
like
just
feed my
find
sheep
one-
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of
Yeah,
the, that's a great example, okay?
Yeah, I'll see a couple of them. Okay.
Okay,
So I'll see you then, Judge. Thank you so much.
thank you, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And Ms. Warren, we're talking about the Winters case. Or have y'all moved to a resolution?
We have, Your Honor, Ms. Winters is going to take an 8-hour theft prevention course, and her certificate is due by her next court date on June 2nd or
Okay,
before.
okay. Ms. Winters, that June 2nd court date is already set at 2:00. If you will get that to us beforehand, it is possible that a resolution could be reached before that date and save you the trip. If not, if it's not resolved, you need to be in the courtroom, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and that's on your paperwork. I'm just reminding you. Ms. Warren, thank you for that one. And Ms. Winters, do you have any further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I'm going to go ahead and let you go.
Thank you.
And Ms. Warren, the next person I'm moving forward for you is Russell Carl. And Mr. Carl, you'll receive an invitation as soon as I find you. Oh, there we go. And just accept that invitation, head on into that room, okay? And then I am moving forward with William First. And Mr. First, let me find you on my screen. There he is. Thank you. And good morning. Mr. First, how are you this morning? I'm well, thank you. And I see you're there. That's your mom, right? Okay. How old are you today, William?
16.
Okay. And you have a license, I think. Yes? I have a speeding charge for you, and it's dated from March 20th. And if you just paid that at the window, it is $259. Okay. I want to ask you if you understand the options for pleading of guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Do you
Yes.
know what those mean?
Yes.
Okay. You've entered a plea of guilty on your paperwork, but I just want to ask, how are you pleading to the charge?
Guilty.
Okay. And then my next thing is that I'm going to say, I saw your request for a driver safety course option. We're going to do that though in connection with teen court. Okay. So you will still take the class, but your fees are $20. And the class will actually be the same as it would have been. But I want to get you into that class, and teen court will get you in there a little bit faster. There's a $20 teen court fee, and then you take your course and get it in on time, which I like to do within 30 days. You can take a course online, or you can take a live class. Would you agree to that?
Yes.
Okay. Mom, is that something that you can help him pay for the class and the $20 fee?
Yes.
Okay. Are y'all able to come over today and sign paperwork and pay that fee?
Yes, we can.
Okay. When can we look for you?
Around between 10:15 and 10:30.
That'd be fine. Sometime this morning would work well.
Okay.
Okay. So what you'll sign off on is a teen court agreement that you're going to get your course turned in within 30 days. I push you a little bit faster because you're young. And what I want to tell you, Mr. First, is right now, as a young person driving with an active ticket, you have moved into the top bracket for death and dismemberment on the Texas roadways. And I want you in that class quickly because that's the corrective to keep you safe. And I'm sure Mom agrees. We want you safe out there on the road. We don't want you to be a statistic. Texas is the #1 state for death and dismemberment for young people, okay, in America, the whole country, okay? We kill more young people. We dismember more young people. We maim more young people on the roadway than any other state. And we just want, you got lucky that didn't happen to you. But the leading contributing factor to injury on the roadway is the speed, okay? And at this point, you were over this posted speed limit. Let me look and see. Normally it tells me. I'm not seeing it readily. 17 miles over the posted speed limit. So let's get that corrected and get you back on track, okay? All right. When you get here, you call, let us know you're here. We just walk you on in. We'll get your paperwork done. You won't be here very long. you can have a note or an excuse for school, and mom if you need one for work as well. Okay?
Okay.
Yes?
Yes,
Okay. Do y'all have questions?
I do not.
No.
Okay. We'll see you at the clerk's desk shortly. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. First is done. Moving to Ms. Jennings. Let me get your file pulled. Mr. Jennings, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Judge?
Thank you. I'm well. Thank you for asking. Let me just walk you through what I have here. These are all February 24th of 2021, and you're on time, which helps. You have a driving with an invalid license charge from that stop. If you paid that one, it's $281. How are you pleading to the charge itself?
No contest for all three.
Okay, I have to go individually, just double checking, okay? On the
Okay.
insurance, it's $281. How are you pleading?
No contest.
Thank you. And then on the school bus charge, failing to stop, it's $659. How are you pleading?
No contest.
Okay. And I did review your financial information earlier. We were getting your income from last time.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I've got all that in. You proposed that you pay $100 a month. I just had one quick question. On your child support, is it garnished? Like, did they take it out automatically, or is it something that you pay?
My Texas one gets garnished automatically, and then my Colorado one, whoever has our son for the majority of the month, the parent pays the other.
I see. Okay. Okay, I just had a note about that. You had asked for $100 a month, and I don't see any difficulty with approving that. Do you have any questions first?
I was going to see if I might be able to get any of that into community service hours.
I'm not able to do that in your case, but I can do a reduction.
That would be appreciated because it has been almost 10 years since I had any kind of anything on my record. So
Yes, I understand. On the bus charge, let's cut the fine in half. What is a day of the month that you could make that payment?
it'll be the first of every month.
Okay, beginning May 1st.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm looking, you're in Temple. If we send that information, that payment plan over to you, can you sign for it and scan it or email it back to us today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, the reduction, where is that fine? So cut that fine down to 200. Okay. It's being paid out, so there will be $15 per case. Texas law requires, if it's more than a 30-day payment plan, $15 per case. But then it will not go up, okay? I have
Okay.
reduced the big one, the bus charge, okay? The fine reduction from $5 to $200, okay?
Thank you.
And then putting it all in a $100 a month payment plan, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we'll email that to you and look to get it back today before 5. If you email it back, call and make sure we got everything back, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and I'll just make a note that you'll email back. All right. Thank you. Do you have any questions, Mr. Jennings?
No, ma'am. Thank you for the reduction.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll email that to him, the payment plan, and he'll email it back. It's done. $100 a month. It's at the top there, or at the bottom. And beginning 5/1, I wrote it down for you, but just in case you're missing it. And I'm moving to Michael Abila. We'll see what we can do. Mr. Abia, are you able to start video? Okay. If not, can we at least hear you? I believe you're in the phone number ending in 207. Okay. Okay. I'll come back to you. I think the clerk out front is going to work with you, and I'll be back with you. We'll move on and come back to you. Danielle McNelton. So asking you to unmute Ms. McNelton. And we have several things pending. There is a charge from May 6th of 2015, failing to display your driver's license. The fines and costs, if you paid them today, are $269.20. We do have options for that. How are you pleading?
I didn't really understand or hear the beginning part.
Okay.
Not
Your
of the
options for
charges,
pleading, are guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Guilty is I did it. Not guilty is I won a trial. And you have to post a bond at that point because it's been 6 years. And no contest just means you can find me guilty, but I'm not going to say yes or no. Just go ahead and find me guilty. Let's move forward today. That's basically not contesting. On the display of the license charge from 2015, how are you pleading?
not guilty. I mean, I have my license. He just didn't want to wait for me
Yeah.
to go
So
get all of
why
my-
did you take 6 years to come to court?
because I didn't live here.
Yeah,
I
we
live in
take
Temple.
letters, we take faxes. You're gonna have to post a bond of at least $100 on that charge, or I will not remove the warrant. Think about that. Let me move to
Well,
the next one. On the expired registration charge, how are you pleading?
I don't contest.
No contest?
Mhm.
Okay. It's not a word.
Yes.
Okay. And then there is, the plates were the wrong plates for that vehicle that you were driving. And that one is March 4th of 2016. The fines and costs are $369.07. How are you pleading?
No contest.
Okay. And then no insurance, and it's $456.30. How are you pleading?
No contest.
Okay.
Could I say something about my ticket
Yes.
from 6 years ago? The police officer that gave me the tickets, when he gave me the tickets, me and my friend switched cars. The vehicle wasn't even mine. I didn't even know that was going
Right.
on.
But in Texas, under Texas law, when you take the wheels, you're responsible for that vehicle. And if you decide to drive and you don't check on those things, that's just what that is. There was some relief afforded to you had you at least dropped us a letter on time, but you missed your court date. So we can't do those things now.
I didn't know
let's-
that y'all took email or none
You're
of that.
not going to know if you don't come to court. You know, there's a phone number on there, there's an address on there. And if you decide that you're going to sign and say, I'll come to court, and you don't come to court, then you don't find out your options. There's really no way to get you that information if you refuse to cooperate and show up. There's no way we can give you information if you aren't here.
I didn't refuse to cooperate or show up. I told him that I lived in Houston,
Ma'am,
Texas.
you signed that ticket instead of going to jail, and you had a duty to show up. If you're going to talk over me, I will remove you from this meeting, and you can figure out what to do with the clerk's desk, because I'm not going to debate the law with you. I will tell you what it is. And what the law says is you sign your ticket and you show up on time, or you don't sign your ticket and you go to jail. When you sign your ticket, you still have a duty. This comes down to our Fifth Amendment rights, which is to not just be unreasonably arrested for something like not displaying your license. Okay, so they let you go, but then you have a duty to show up. And all rights have a duty, you know, and the right against unreasonable search and seizure means that we show up on time. And you've waited quite a while. Okay. Now, on the 3 charges, we did ask for your income information, and it looks like you're trying to do some kind of truck driving safety class, and you don't have bills. Are you living with family?
Yes.
Okay.
If, could I switch? No, you said that earlier. We can't switch it later.
Switch
Because
what?
I would like to go to trial for my tickets.
Okay, you're going to need to post a bond on each of these cases if you want a trial. Okay, I need a bond. Your word is
Meaning-
not your bond anymore. Not when you sign and don't come in for 6 years.
I didn't want to
So-
sign them. He made me sign them. That's what I was trying to tell you
Right.
earlier.
He was either going to have you sign that ticket. I'm going to say this one more time. I've said it 3 times. You sign your ticket or you go to jail and bond out. You sign your ticket. Ma'am, interrupt me again. I'll remove you. I'm going to mute you while I talk to you. If you don't like it, you can get off the meeting and keep your warrants. I do need to inform you I have a hold on your license. I will hold your license indefinitely until you complete these cases. I'm going to move to the next person and come back to you. I don't need your abuse. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Abila. Mr. Abila.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I need to ask you on the rabies charge of the no rabies shot, the fines and costs are $231. How are you pleading to that charge?
Yeah, I guess guilty, ma'am. I already got the shots done on him.
When were they done? Were they done before on the time that was allowed under state law?
No, I guess when he said that he had been him, the dog catcher or whatever took him in to get it done.
Yeah, it is required and they give you a timeline. There's an animal at large charge for February 22nd, 2021. How are you pleading to that charge?
Yeah, I guess guilty. He was
And
pinned up, but
there's actually 2 of them. There's
Uh-huh.
actually 2 of them. And on the second one, how are you pleading?
I guess guilty.
Okay. We're gonna need income information from you, and I believe you're over at the clerk's desk right now.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let's fill out that income information so we can figure out how to sentence you.
What's your date of birth?
9/28/74.
Okay, and I'll come back to you when they'll bring me that information, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Christopher Carrillo Quiroz is how I have it written down. Mr. Carrillo or Quiroz Carrillo, how do you decide to call that? I have Carrillo Christopher Quiroz. How do you go?
Christopher Quiroz Carrillo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Carrillo, how old are you today?
17.
Okay.
I mean 16, my bad.
Okay. And you have a birthday when?
May 21st, 2004.
Okay. And it's a no driver's license charge, and you've entered a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
They told me when I went there.
Okay. Slow
they
down for a
just don't
minute.
check
Sit
that
down and
box.
hold still. Your movement is challenging your audio. Okay.
Oh, my bad.
It's my bad is like I don't even know the language there, but just stop for a minute. You've pled no contest. You're asking for teen court. Do I understand you properly?
Sorry, it lagged on me. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
It's okay. You've pled no contest to the charge. Is that right?
Yes.
And you want teen court, right?
Can I ask what that is?
Yes. Yes. It's an alternative sentencing process that allows for a dismissal.
I think yes.
Where are you?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you in terms of getting your license?
Right now I got my permit, but like I have to finish all my tickets, and this is the last one.
Okay. This is from August.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is a $20 teen court fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes.
Okay. And then what I'm going to do is have you take yet another driver safety course online at your own expense and get it back to us within 30 days.
Can I ask how long it takes?
How long is that class? It's 6 hours.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Can you come
Wait,
up?
I have another question. Can I ask?
Yes.
Can I pay the whole fee
Sure.
instead of having to take a class?
Yes.
Yes.
You can pay it and have it go on your record. We just thought you wanted teen court. You don't want teen court. You want to pay it?
Yeah, I want to pay the whole thing. I just got the permit. But I
Okay.
have to finish.
Are you paying it today?
Yes, if it's available.
Yes, it's always available. Just come by and make payment. That'll take care of it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. When should we look for you?
I'm gonna have to make a call to the school real quick, and then
Okay. Can you get here before 4?
yes.
Okay. All right. We'll see you at the counter. Okay.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you. He doesn't know. Okay. We're going to Lillian Small. Hi, Miss Small. I'll ask you to unmute.
Hello.
And it does appear that you are a student. Where do you go to school?
I go to Belton New Tech.
Okay. And your ticket is a speeding ticket. It has fines and costs of $254. You've pled no contest and asked for teen court. Do I understand properly?
Yes, ma'am. How much is teen court?
There's a $20 teen court fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then there is a class for you to take within 30 days at your own expense. And if you get it turned in within the 30-day time frame, which is May 18th, I would dismiss the charge and you would not pay any more of that fine or cost.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you come up and sign your paperwork today?
Yes, ma'am.
And when can we expect you? Around 4, around noon? What's going to work?
Around noon would be best.
Okay, when you get here, just call the clerk and they'll let you in, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Oops, yeah, he's up at the top. I have to have a moment to let him in. Okay. Let's see. We've got Kira's resolved, Small resolved. I wonder if Mr. Abia. Mr. Clark, I'll be with you in a moment. Hey, Ms. Warren, you've been working with Mr. Carl.
Yes,
And I'll ask them to unmute. Are we able to move to resolution?
we are, Your Honor. Mr. Carl is going to take a theft class and turn his 8 hours and turn the certificate in before his June 2nd court date.
Okay. And I have a final pretrial on him for May 19th. Is that incorrect?
That's what we have.
Oh, that is right.
Okay,
I did tell him June 2nd, though. I don't know.
that's fine. I'll work it out
Okay.
with him.
Okay.
Mr. Carl, hang on for just a moment. We'll resolve a conflict of dates. But I want to move Ms. Warren forward. Her next person is actually Kevin Wall. And I think that he is, Mr. Wall. I've got a few people who I hadn't put their name properly and they've changed their name back to iPhone. Mr. Wall, are you on 207?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm moving you to the pretrial room. Now, when that is over, you're coming back in this room. If you have trouble doing that, then log out and log back into the meeting, but you should be able to come back. But now I'm sending you a room 1 assignment. Accept it, and Ms. Warren will visit with you about your case, okay? Mr. Carl?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let me just look. What's our final date on Mr. Carl? So that's a month from now. Are you able to get that class done and turned in by your next court date of May 19th by 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we'll just leave it as is. That way you don't have to come up and do yet more paperwork. Okay, we want to avoid that if we can.
Yes.
Very well.
Okay, just turn it in. If you could get it here the day before, maybe, we might be able to resolve the case without you having to come in. But if it's still pending, you've got to be here on May 9th, okay? May 19th, okay?
Very well. I'll do it as fast as I can.
Yes, 3 o'clock is your final court date if the case hasn't been dealt with by then, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's Mr. Carl. Okay. And Mr. Clark, let me find you. Okay, he had been having trouble getting into the meeting, I think is what happened. Okay. Did we have income information on Mr. Abia yet? Is he still filling it out? Okay. Okay, let's see. Abia. Finish. Okay. I am asking someone to unmute named iPhone. Could you please identify yourself?
Hello?
Yes. What is, oh, hi, Mr. Abia. Okay. Have you finished your paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You didn't list any bills here.
All right. They're bringing it to me.
Yes, okay.
All the bills I pay?
Yes, sir. And if you have any dependents, they go right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he still working on it? Okay. That's fine. But let me mute him and go to the next person. Mr. Clark, I'm going to ask you to hold still and unmute. Hi, Mr. Clark.
Hi, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm good. I know you had trouble getting into the meeting. I'm glad you're here. I'm
Yes,
Judge
ma'am.
Person. So I wanted to ask you that I have a pending charge from January 13th of 2020. It is a driving while license invalid charge. And my question first for you is, the options for pleading are guilty, not guilty, and no contest. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty, ma'am.
Okay. Look, I reviewed the income information that you've provided under oath, and I'm inclined to push this forward into community service as opposed to payment. Do you have any objection to that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So that comes out to 22 hours of community service,
Yes, ma'am.
and I would give you 60 days to complete and recall your warrants. And it looks like you are in the Temple area still, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry? So I don't know, something's happened and your screen froze. I'm going to recall your warrants and ask you to come on over here and sign off on your paperwork, get your community service information so that you know where to go and what to do. Can you come by?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're a safe harbor court, so you're not being arrested. You just need to come in and pick up what you need to successfully complete your hours.
Okay, so I don't have no more warrant?
You won't, no. And if you
Okay.
can get everything turned in by June 15th, then you're done. If you need more time, you need to come in and ask for an extension, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I sure appreciate it, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Any questions?
No, ma'am, not at all. I'll be in there today.
Thank you. Yeah, you got to
Yes,
come
ma'am.
today, okay?
I will. I'll be in there just shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Abila looks like he's still working on it. So, Ms. Warren, I believe y'all were working on the Wall case. Is that correct?
Yes, and Mr. Wall was on a phone and couldn't get back into the courtroom, Your Honor, but I did offer a dismissal in that case based
Okay.
on the proof that's in the record. And so I
Okay.
did tell Mr. Wall he could go ahead and disconnect.
Okay. So you're sending that motion over to us?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll sign it.
Okay.
She's sending this one to us. And then, so your next person is actually Ms. Diaz de Mendoza, and I believe her family member is on with her, helping to translate.
Okay.
So, for the Mendoza family, just accept that. There you go. They made it on in. Mr. Rojas is next. Mr. Abia is still working. Mr. Trevino decided to show up. Let's see why. Hi, Mr. Trevino. Good morning. Hasn't quite connected to audio yet. So keep trying to get that to connect. When it does, I'll talk with you. Yeah, I'm not able to hear you, but I can't hear you. try connecting to your audio. And you, Mr. Vigneault sent you a message to see if you're getting that. Maybe that will help. Turn it, I can't see it. Thank you. Yeah, I can't hear you either. Okay. Let me- maybe it is the connection. Okay. On her rubbish charge, did she send in a plea form? She was scheduled, so she may have done one. Mr. Abia is looking at the screen like he might actually have finished everything. Yeah. Okay, she's pleading guilty. Did she do a contact form at all? Sometimes, if you'll drop the case jacket, drop that arrow down, and oftentimes it can be like the most recent thing, but so we sent a show cause, but what y'all wrote to me on here is that she was on time with her payment plan is current. And that shows as pending. I'm confused about it. So this shows pending. But we have a show cause on her payment plan, right? So a plea hasn't been entered, but she's in a payment plan. Take a. Okay, there's no plea. She's not in that case. Yeah, that's the case we were looking at, or I thought we were looking at. So I'm trying to see in her case jacket if she has filled out anything that tells me, no, she just got summons. What's the miscellaneous document? Is it just a setting form? Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm just trying to see if I can address her concerns without her logging back in because she's not able to. Yes. Okay. Ms. Warren, I believe
Yes.
you were visiting with the Mendoza family.
That's correct. Miss Mendoza does have a language barrier.
Yes.
So her son is helping her. She did enter a no contest plea. Based on that, I reduced the fine to $300 instead of the $500 with
Okay.
court costs. And she does have an issue making payment. And I told her you discussed that with her.
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So if the Mendoza family will just hold tight for a moment, Mr. Rojas, Let me move you into the meeting room with Ms. Warren because you are next. And for the Mendoza family, if you could unmute.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes, I'm well. Give me a moment. Let me pull your payment and income information and we'll go from there. Hold on just a moment. She's on a payment plan, Ms. Mendoza, so if I could get her income information off another case. We're printing some information that I need and we'll be right back with you. Mr. Albia, I'm going to have you unmute and we'll talk for a moment. Mr. Albia, give me a moment to look at this information. Can you raise your right hand, please, sir? Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God? Can't hear you, so just nod. Please unmute. Thank
Yes.
you. Okay. And you're asking to pay $100 a month. Is that correct, Mr. Abdia?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to start by making payment today?
Yeah.
Okay. The clerk's going to set that up and I will order that at $100 per month beginning today.
So what's the total of the fine?
They're going to give you all of that at the front, okay? They have all that there.
Okay.
This is coming back over and they'll give you your totals.
Okay.
Because there are a few fees that get added for paying it out. They're not big, $15 per case, but I don't know your totals until those are added and they're going to do that out front.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. The clerk
Yes,
will
ma'am.
work with you. The clerk will work with you now, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the Mendoza family, were we able to print the income information? We're still printing that. She's on a payment plan on her.
That's
other
fine.
cases. We might be missing the information. It's starting to look that way. Let me just find out. Are you still working at Scott and White?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's me.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Diaz de Mendoza, can you raise your right hand? Yes. This information that you gave me, is it the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Okay.
Okay.
Que si eso es la cobertura, es verdad lo que.
Okay.
Are you the only income to the home, ma'am?
Si tú eres la única persona de la casa.
Mi hermana.
Uh,
My sister.
her sisters.
Is her husband working?
Yes. My mom is.
Your mom is, but she's married, yes?
Yes, she's married.
And is her husband working?
Yes.
And where does he work?
At Anderson Casting in Troy.
Okay. And what is his take-home pay each week or every other week?
¿Cuánto?
Como 600.
About he takes home about 600 a week.
Okay. And then her sister is living with her?
No.
No. Okay, I asked if there was other income and she said my sister. But what I'm wondering is, are there children living in the home?
At that house, the property. Yes.
No, I'm
her-
talking about at
it's
the home where she's living and paying bills. Who
Oh
lives
yeah,
in that
I'm
home?
living with her.
Okay. Do you
I'm
pay
living with-
bills?
Yeah.
Okay. So what bills do your parents pay and that you don't help with?
¿Qué bill usted paga?
Aquí.
Sí.
La luz, el agua y los carros.
The light, the water, and the cars, the insurance.
Okay. And who pays the rent? No, the mortgage.
They don't pay for the rent.
Okay.
It's paid off.
And okay. And then what do y'all do about food? Who pays for food?
We go have. I mean, I buy my food and she buys her food.
Okay.
Como 100%.
And who pays the cable bill and so forth?
They do.
Do you help them with any bills?
Well, I'm actually moving in 2 weeks.
Okay. And at the bottom, she put that she just put with nothing on it $2,300. What is that for?
I don't even know because I didn't do that paperwork.
Yeah, but you're helping me ask
Yeah.
her.
Oh, yeah. ¿Qué es eso que pusiste de 1,300?
De lo que se paga por todo.
I think she said like that's what she pays in total, like
Oh,
a
okay.
month of bills. Yeah.
Por los carros.
Okay.
¿Está bien?
So I can approve her to pay $100 a month. She had asked to pay $100 a month, and I can approve that.
$100 al mes.
Porque oh, sí.
And that's including the whole total, right? Whatever she owes.
Yeah, it would be
$100 a month, right?
$100 a month. The total is now at $1,733. This really needs to stay cleaned up, or it's just going to keep getting expensive.
The total is 1,700.
1,700. Subieron más.
So did it go up? Did the balance go up?
No, I'm sorry. There's a reduction coming on the new
No, porque eran
charge.
1,000.
It's not going to go up. It's going down a few $100s. Yeah.
¿Por qué subieron?
Porque están subiendo los programas caros.
Pues no digo que me iban a bajar esto, pregúntale eso. Pregúntale eso.
So what's that charge that I had talked to the lady? She said they reduced it to 376.
Yeah, that one case is being reduced. The other two cases
Okay.
are still what they were.
They're not. Los otros no pudieron bajar.
No lo bajaron. Pero
You had 3 cases, and the new one is being reduced.
Y el nuevo caso es que están trabajando.
Pero el otro caso de que se arreglar con ella.
Which ones are the other cases? Like,
Right. She's
for,
already entered. has
how
she
much were
not?
they?
Pero de-
Yeah, she's already entered pleas on those cases. There's a rubbish charge from February 10th of 2021, a rubbish charge from January 19th of 2021. And those are actually, are they in warrant? No. There's a payment due today on those. Is it $100? It's $100 payment. And we are going to reduce the new one down because the prosecutor asked to do that and add it to the payment plan. The plan doesn't go
Okay.
up. The dollars amount will go down because of that reduction. But there's a payment due today on those older cases.
Yeah. Yeah. She had
They'll
told me
need to
that
come
she had a
over.
payment due
Yeah.
today.
She needs to come over and make that payment
Okay.
and
Yeah, we'll
sign
be there.
for, listen, she needs to come over, make that payment and sign for the new plan. Okay?
Okay.
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 Okay. Yeah, we'll be there today.
Yeah. You might want to keep the property picked up. Okay? Because it just needs to stay cleaned up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Excuse me. I can't really hear you.
Okay. Just come on over.
No se oye.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
No se oye.
Wait.
Dile que no se oye.
I can't really hear you. It's
Come to
lagging.
the court.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we will. Okay, we will.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be there today.
Okay. Okay. On Mr. Rojas' case, are we moving to resolution or toward trial?
There is a resolution in the case, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Rojas will pay the 286, and he did need a payment plan, so I gave him 3 installments.
Is that a no contest plea?
Yes,
Okay.
on a deferred. Did I say deferred? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't.
Okay, I apologize. Yes, it's a deferred, no contest. And the payments are in 3. His first payment of $95 will be due today.
Okay.
And his remaining balance in 2 other installments.
Okay. When are those being paid?
My calendar stops in June. It's a month apart each. But my calendar stops in June, so I don't know the exact dates. 1 second.
Okay. So 95 today. You'll come sign paperwork, Mr. Rojas. A month from today is June 15th. I'm sorry, no, May 18th, and then June 15th.
Okay, good.
And any class required, Ms. Warren?
Yes, he's going to take the 12-hour drug and alcohol awareness class. And I had that due 60 days from today.
Okay, that's due on your last payment date of June 15th. I'll approve that. 120-day deferral, which would keep it off your record, but you must do those things that are listed. And
Yes, ma'am.
so it looks all good to go. We don't have current income information from you, I think. If we don't, just fill that out when you come by, okay?
Okay. Yeah,
And then,
I think I filled it out before, but I'll do it again. If you don't have.
okay. And then you have a no contest plea on a school bus charge. I want to talk to you about that as well. Hang on just a moment. Ms. Warren, let me double check and see if you have anyone else. 'Cause I don't think so. I think you're good to go, Ms. Warren.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Y'all have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Mr. Rojas, on the bus charge, the fines and costs are $459. Let me
I
just
already.
double check. Let me
Yeah, I
double
dealt
check
with
that.
that
Just hold on a
2
moment.
weeks ago.
Just hold on. on that case, he's on a deferred already and he paid his bond. Is that right? Okay, yeah, that one's good to go. So just come by to finish out your paperwork. That's going to be easiest because there's quite a bit for you to kind of square away, okay? We
Okay.
need to give you the class information and so forth.
Yeah.
Have you
I have a
signed?
question.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, like, did I got the class for like for this being like my first offense possibly? I
What are
don't
you
know.
asking?
Never mind.
So
Sorry.
the way that I view this is you made a deal with that prosecutor and we're not changing it.
Okay. I see.
Okay? You're coming
All
by.
right.
When will you be here?
I'm gonna head that way in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna eat real quick.
Sure. Yeah. Don't rush. Just get here in the next few hours. It'll be fine. Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Mr. Remote. Yeah, there we go. Ms. Trevino, we're still not connected to your audio. I still can't hear you. You can come to the court or you can call in. I've sent a message to you. So I'll try again in a moment. Ms. McNelton?
Yes, ma'am.
The way that I'm looking at your case, you are going to qualify for community service, but I'm not able to move forward with you effectively if you're going to continue to just argue and talk over me. I'm sorry.
Let me get a pen. Let me get a pen. Hold on.
I didn't hear you.
So I'm trying to get you on track to resolve your cases. Yep. Okay, well, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Mr. Trevino? I can't hear you. Mr. Trevino? Can you call in? Can you call the court? Your audio isn't connecting. And there's nothing I can do about it. That problem is on your end of the thing. So either you can call back, but we're about to wrap up court, and I'm inclined to reschedule you. Let me look though. It looks like there's a no, she's got pleas on everything but the new case. And is she on a payment plan? Yes. And it's on time. And there's no information, just the summons on the new one. So I'm just going to re-summons her. I can't tell if she's getting my messages either, but let's email her as well as sending a letter. And just, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Okay. It's okay. We're going to give her a call and let her know it's just a technical problem on their end. And we just need her to fill out a plea form, appearance form, and see what she's trying to do. Because she might be contesting it. I really don't know. And that's all fine. But let's send her an appearance form by email and call her and let her know. And, if we can't resolve it from the plea form, we're just going to schedule her to the same day that we're doing the pretrial final. Okay. And that way you know, she can come in live if she can't get on Zoom. Okay. Okay. So she probably can't hear me, but Ms. Trevino, if you can hear me, call the court, okay? And then I'm just gonna put on here for a reset. Send an appearance form. And just call and check. She's tried, it's not her fault. There's something technical happening on that end. It's not connecting to us. Okay. I'm just gonna motion to her that we will call her. You probably can't read it, it's backwards. It goes backwards. Ms. Trevino? Ms. Trevino? Yeah. Move it up, I can't see it. I can't see it, move it up. I can't see it. Yes. Yes. She's gonna call. Okay, last try on Ms. McNelton. I'm really running out of patience. Ms. McNelton?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know if you've read the information about coming to court, but really, I'm not feeling like I can really work with you. You just talk when I talk. You argue when I try to explain the law to you. I am inclined to just order community service on the cases where you've entered in a contest plea. But in order to accept that, you're going to have to come to the court and pick up your paperwork. And on the case where you want a trial, you're going to have to post a $50 bond in order to get that warrant off and head toward a pretrial. And you can come by before the close of business today to pick all of that paperwork up.
I am not in there.
Good luck, ma'am. I'm just not going to keep trying to talk to her. She doesn't want to. But on her case, she has 58 hours on those 3 where she entered a no contest plea. Due date is 6/15/21. And just put a note. She must sign and pay bond to recall her warrants. So what I usually do with these is just kind of number them in the order that I would anticipate they would need to take place. And okay, call the court. Thank you. It's okay. Okay. All right. It's okay. We will email you. I'm ending court. She did her best.